Hello all you wonderful people. I'm looking at Universal Studios Japan in a different direction because this is where you go when you park your car here at Universal Studios. I always take the train, so I never really see this gate that has the Peanuts characters in front of it, Snoopy and Charlie Brown, and also an awesome vista of the Hollywood Dream, the ride. Wow, this former locker area over here has this awesome portrait. And they got Frankenstein, they got the DeLorean from Back to the Future still up here. They got the creature from the Black Lagoon. And they got like Dracula and the Bride of Frankenstein. And oh man, the dinosaur is trying to eat those people on the raft. Now in my last video here at Universal Studios Japan, I said that the Super Nintendo World might be going that way, where the Jaws ride is. Right there, that would be where Sesame Street and the Kids World is. Via a comment, someone said that it's going to be right over there where you park your car. That's where they're going to put the Super Nintendo World. So that's good, because Jaws would still be over here. Now this entrance has some dead looking trees, which looks disgusting, but I think these are sakura, cherry blossoms. So in just a couple months, these things are going to bloom and they'll look amazing. But unfortunately, right now they look terrifying. It looks like death as you walk into Universal Studios Japan. Of course, this would be great for Halloween Horror Nights, but it's nowhere near Halloween Horror Nights right now. Oh, they changed the entrance gates. Looks like the entrance to the Harry Potter area in Universal Studios in Florida. It's amazing. That guy doesn't work here. That guy's just in costume, waving. It's super cool. Welcome to Japan. Man, that thing is pretty dope. I gotta admit, Attack on Titan is one of the only animes that I've watched every single episode of. I want to get into One Piece, but Attack on Titan is definitely the one anime that I recommend. Oh, look at those Spider-Man. Some of them have better quality costumes than others, but man, still pretty cool. Watch out, it's the Wolf Pack. Time to go see how Arnold Schwarzenegger is doing in the mid-90s in the Terminator 2 attraction. Where's Miles Bennett Dyson? My favorite thing about this attraction is it looks like you're about to go into the center right here, right? Like you're right there. You're almost... Wait a minute. I have to go back outside, and this is where the line really happens. It's the best. Oh, usually you go down that way. You just go right in here. Haha! Well, it looks like they fooled me. But don't be fooled. It is still the mid-90s in here. The main theater though is still pretty cool, and the show is cool even in Japanese. Hey, if Justin Scott is watching this, I want to know, you got Jimberly, what is this guy's name? I'm gonna go with Jimmy Johnson. He makes a mean submarine sandwich. Isn't that right? How do you make it? He's a strong salad type. Holy moly, it's Spider-Man, Captain America, and the son of Jor-El, Kal-El himself, Superman. It's crazy. It's pretty cool that they allow cosplaying here because you can't do that in the States. You know, it's funny that Superman was down there because if you look all the way down, that building right there in Orlando is actually where Superman works. And right over there is the one reference to Batman that's still in the park. It's a bathroom, but there is a story why DC has a presence in Universal. But that's a story for another day. And of course, they do have Spider-Man here at the park as well. So there's Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. And here's something that most people pass by. This right here is supposed to be the building that Annie from Annie, the girl who sings Tomorrow, lives. And though Annie was put in a hard-knot life in the middle of the city, she's got a famous neighbor. This is supposed to be the building that Sam Spade lived in from the film The Maltese Falcon. Which that would have been Humphrey Bogart, who just picked up that really heavy Maltese Falcon like it was no big deal. He just put it in the palm of his head, just walked away with it. But they all struggle. They just forgot about that in one scene. That's called a continuity error. If you guys know what I'm talking about, great. There was a commenter that asked, when is the Minion Mayhem ride going to open up here at Universal Studios Japan? They say early 2017. As you can see, they're still working on it. They got the Gru symbol up there, but they're still working on it. So if I would have to guess, I'd say summer, maybe spring. I would say before Golden Week, which is a very important week in Japan because that's when they make their most money. The front of the flying dinosaur is a pterodactyl, and it is so freaking boss. Also, this is the largest flying roller coaster in the world from what I've been told, and it's pretty intense. One of those turns might make you black out actually. Oh, look at that. They got a minion caveman. So between Waterworld and the Harry Potter area, which you can see the castle over there, there is a parking lot in the back. That's where the Nintendo World is supposedly going. So I'm happy to say that Jaws, this whole area back here, is safe. This whole area exudes a Fallout atmosphere, except on the water. And you know, dry land exists. I've seen it. And there's a guy I always see in cosplay. He's here all the time. I think this show definitely trumps the Indiana Jones show in Hollywood studio. Even in the post-apocalypse. Coca-Cola. It's a popular thing. You know, it's nice to think that the Amity area is going to be safe and here for at least another year longer. So yes, you too could come down to the Amity area and experience the one thing this place is known for. Their tuna and corn pizza, of course. Oh my God, that's the most frightening thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a guy just sitting there in a dog mask. It's terrifying. But I did say that I wanted to do Q&A and I had a bad drawing contest. But USJ is just a little bit too loud to answer questions and to tell people who won the contest. So let's head back to my house so I can tell you that. Okay, so first, let's see what questions I got.
How did the Japanese history books and school books teach about World War II, and how is it different from what we learned in America?
Now, I teach English. I don't teach history. I know that sometimes these things do correlate. Sometimes I do math. Sometimes I talk about science. But right now, I work for junior high schools, so we really don't get in-depth into history, but sometimes we do mention it. One of my books mentions the Uneo Zoo, which is a very famous zoo in Tokyo. Actually, every year they have a fake animal escape, and they have to go get a guy in a costume and try to how to just make sure that they're prepared if a monkey or animal escaped. And it's really goofy, and it's actually a tourist attraction. But during World War II, they had to kill the animals because they were afraid that if they got out, there'd be a problem to people. So the main focus on this is killing the elephants. And one of them talks about how they had to separate the elephants, and they try to poison one's food. They eventually had to shoot it, and then there were two elephants and they just couldn't bear to kill them. They couldn't poison them, so they just decided to starve to death. And this is an English book, and it's not happy, but they decided to starve these elephants to death. And every day they would wave their trunks to show that they were happy or still alive. And then one day they didn't wave their trunks anymore. It's incredibly, incredibly sad. But one thing they talk about in Japan about World War II is the nuclear threat. They usually tell the story of Sadako, which is this little girl who was 2 years old, I believe, when the bombs dropped in Hiroshima, but she was okay. And then later in life, when she was in elementary school, she was running, and all of a sudden she just collapsed. They took him to the doctor, and the doctor said, she's sick from the radiation, from the nuclear radiation, so she's going to die. And they talk about how she was in the hospital bed and she was trying to make little cranes out of origami. If she made 1,000 paper cranes, her wish would come true, and her wish was to get better so she'd go back to school and finish school. She ended up dying. It kind of rallies the people against nuclear weapons and nuclear plants. Even though, as you can see from Fukushima, they do still have nuclear plants here in Japan. But it's a very touchy subject. But very good question.
Is there plans in the future for Scott Yuken to travel and see more of the world? I'm curious to know.
Well, right now I have some plans to kind of go back home, just to go see folks back there. I miss my mom incredibly. I was lucky enough actually to bring my dad, My dad came on a cruise ship and I went out to Kyoto with him. Actually go on a boat. I got to go on a boat with him. And on his boat, a Japanese circus came on. There was dancing and there was sword acts. It was really, really cool. I wanted to film a video, but there just wasn't enough time. So I had the basis there, and that's the little composition that you just saw was that. But I'm really excited. I want to go to Singapore. The reason that I've been saving my 500 yen coins, $5 coins, is so I can afford a trip for myself. This is a bank, by the way. The opportunity to go to Singapore so I can go to Halloween Horror Nights. I know that sounds like really niche, but I love horror. I love horror, not with a W, with the H, with a no W in the word, just with H. There's an H in both, but never mind. I really like horror movies. I really can't wait to see that. I hear Singapore has an amazing, amazing Halloween Horror Nights.
Hi, Scott. My question, actually I have two questions. One is, how much horror stuff do you see in Japan? I know you've done video at a couple of scary places. Also, do you have any tattoos?
It's not like you see people dressed up like crazy or creepy, but today I was at USJ and I saw just a guy dressed up in a plague mask, and it was extremely scary, and he's just a random guess. So sometimes it meshes, but during October, during August, that's when the horror stuff really kicks off. Though there are some permanent things that you may see, like if you go to theme parks, you know, you got like the Haunted Mansion at Disney and stuff. They have that out here. So that is there. It's not to say that it isn't everywhere, but some places have like permanent haunted houses. And no, I do not have any tattoos. And I'm actually kind of happy. No offense to anyone that does have a tattoo, but out here in Japan, they're viewed as kind of a gang symbol. Like if you're in the Yakuza, you have a tattoo. So you can't go into onsen, which I love onsen. Those are the public baths. Like I said, if I could do a video about those, I totally would, but I don't have the connections, nor do I have the ability to film in a place where everyone is naked. Plus, there's nothing really to see there anyway.
Doesn't seem that toilet paper, you don't have any. So with something, let's say like a nice roll of Charmin Soft, would that be like a hot item on the black market? And if so, what black market items are there?
This is toilet paper. We use it when you have to go to the bathroom. If you go number 2, use this. It also doubles as a Bane machine. Hello, I am Gotham Reckoning. As far as the black market goes, I would say that drugs would definitely be on the black market. Women's underwear? I would say women's underwear. I mean, I always hear the rumors, okay, Scott, have you seen the machines that sell used panties in Japan? No, I have never seen those. I have heard rumors, and when I say rumors, people have told me that old men sometimes go up to girls or young ladies and say, I want to buy your uniform. Why? I don't really want to know. But there is one more question.
You currently live in Japan. If you could choose a different place to live to soak up a different culture, where would it be?
Hawaii. But Hawaii is expensive. So that would probably make my dreams not a really reality. I would absolutely love to move to like South California for a little while and see how that crazy lifestyle would be. I'd love to work as a PA on some films or something. I think that'd be fun. Speaking of fun, let's see what the contest brought. I got a lot of entries. Some great, and I asked for bad drawings, so I really appreciate these great drawings. You guys put a lot of work into these. Well, and I also got some, well, interesting ones. And then I got one that was absolutely terrifying. Like, that shouldn't be seen by anybody. But I have to say, for a bad drawing contest, I think I have a winner. Now, technically, this is not the worst drawing but I think it's a good one. It accentuates my nose and it makes me look like a big loser. So I'm happy about that. So this is going to be my new banner image. And also, I think that the Dancing Bears video question was the best video question because it's the most unique, and it was filmed like something that Red Letter Media's Rich Evans would have filmed, like a flashlight. I thought that was creative. So I'm gonna give you candy, and I'm gonna give the maker of this drawing candy. So if you could send me an IM or a message or private message, because I want to know your address so I can send that to you guys. Now, I'm going to head on out of here. I got stuff to do. As far as stuff to do, I mean edit this video. So, as I always say, you can do it. I can do it. We can all do it. You guys stay groovy and have a wonderful day. This is pretty interesting, huh, Dad? Yeah?
It's like, it's a little bit of paradise.
And if you made it this far, here's a cute red panda eating an apple. Can't say you see that every day.